Okay, Sunday, 12th of May, 2024. So, relocate to El Salvador for the Bitcoin revolution. So, I did a video a few days ago about planning to relocate abroad and to leave the UK. And one place I was contemplating to go to is El Salvador for the Bitcoin revolution, to see it for myself, basically to have and use Bitcoin as legal tender, be on a Bitcoin standard or a sound money standard. Now that's a profound thing to say, but okay, it's possible, okay. But it's one of those things in life where you've got to go there and see it for yourself. You've got to see it to believe it, so to speak. You've got to go and see and touch and experience, because the videos and blogs and vlogs are one thing, and they don't tell the full picture, nor would they reveal something that you would notice. They wouldn't see something you would notice. Like, for example, when I went to Mexico, I realized that everything's got a price tag, information, whatever else, and nothing's really free. Fair enough. So, because I'm planning and very organized, I like to plan things ahead. I was thinking to spend a month there, see what happens. A month, good amount of time to get to know the place, the country, the city, the capital. A good amount of time, especially considering the distance.
Total distance 4.0 kilometers.
Fair enough. I'm on a nice walk right now, and in a nice forest, in a very unique place, interestingly, but another conversation. So I like to plan things ahead and organise it. And I was thinking recently, yes, I could go there, why not? I think I know when, but I was thinking, okay, next week I'll buy the plane tickets, and then, for way ahead in advance to plan things out, sort things out, so contingencies and whatever else are sorted. Now, it's one of those things you've got to see it to believe it in with your own eyes and experience it in its own way. Fair enough, on the ground, as opposed to watching videos about it, hearing about it, whatever else, because I've heard a few interesting things about Bitcoin. El Salvador over there. Now, it doesn't seem to be as well developed as a few other Latin American countries or capitals, like no underground. Fair enough. There's an amazing website called Numbeo, which tells you the cost of living in different cities and countries and how things compare and all the rest. And generally cheaper than the UK, which is always a plus. But someone told me a story where he had, on a video, he had something wrong with his shoes and he couldn't pay the person. They wouldn't accept cash or something to that effect. I don't remember exactly. And this random stranger said that he'd pay for it. He'd pay. Fair enough. Now, it's a random act of kindness. That happens all the time in every country in the world. That's not unique to El Salvador. Fair enough. Now, but he said it's because it's part of the sound money standard, Bitcoin standard over there. I don't truly know. There's kind people everywhere in the world. So you've got to go there and find out. Okay? And see for yourself what it's like. Fair enough. Now, it's also worth understanding that because it's on a Bitcoin standard, society is changing. And this really warrants another video, which I will do in the future. No idea when, but in the future, where Bitcoin changes you in some ways, and the people there are changing. I think in part they're thinking much more long term. They have much more of a long term perspective, and maybe a high value of life and whatever else. So there's maybe more friendlier society, friendlier culture, which is always pleasant, always nice to have and to see, which is good, okay? But otherwise, I imagine it's very similar to a lot of Latin American countries. The culture, the atmosphere, the weather, the environment, you name it, the jungles, whatever else, and nature and beyond. Fair enough. But it's one of those things in life that you've got to see it for yourself to fully appreciate and understand and value it. Okay, fair enough. Now, I'm contemplating to go in the next few months. And all things being equal, we'll sort the plane ticket out in a week or two. Thinking right now, because it's so far ahead in the future, just thinking. And I like to be like that, to organise things way ahead, again, for contingencies or planning or if this, if that, black swan events. I have things sorted, I've got things arranged already. Or as well, when it's all paid for way in advance, there's fewer things to worry about, which is nice, less stress. I can just get on the plane, everything's already paid for, I go to the accommodation, already paid for. Very nice. And that's just a little way of approaching, how to organise things way in advance, so there's few things to worry about. Fair enough. Now, the main reason why I'm planning to go to El Salvador is Bitcoin. The Bitcoin revolution, that's the unique selling point that it's got compared to most of the country, well, any country in the world. Maybe you could argue El Salvador, and maybe you could also argue Central African Congo? Republic of Congo, something like that, in the very centre of Africa. That's not the same. You could say that. But otherwise, I mean, like, I did a video about this months ago with regards to dating, with regards to lifestyle and whatever else. They're all seen. This one that I'm contemplating, El Salvador, and there's another one that I'm contemplating. They're quite equal. So it's one of those things in life, planning to relocate, it's one of those things in life where you have to go there and see it for yourself, because you can do as much research as you want online, as much research and statistics and vlogs and videos and pictures and whatever else, and talk to people, which is hearsay. That's fine, but it's one of those things you've got to go there. By all means, do a process of elimination, you know, online in the distance. By all means, that's called being efficient. But ultimately, you've got to go there and see it and touch it and be there and experience it for a large amount of time. How long? Well, especially because of the distance, a month. But also a month in general, regardless. A month is a good amount of time to spend there. Perfect. Okay, so bit by bit, planning to go there, because a lot of people in the Bitcoin space have travelled there. A lot of culture. There's a lot of Bitcoin history happening there. You could argue. There was a Harvarding party back in April 21st. I did a video about that as well, and it just seems to be the place to be for Bitcoin as a decentralized form of money you can own, money you can spend, whatever else. All the usual buzzwords: apolitical, decentralized, and deflationary with a fixed supply. Nice. Okay, great. And it seems to be the place to be for that technological revolution, because it's got the first mover advantage, meaning that in the future, in 5-10 years from now, as Bitcoin gets more adoption, whatever else, and awareness, understanding, and other things, the hash rate goes one way, this could be like the center of where to be for the next generation of Bitcoin tech, or this epoch, or the next epoch, wherever else. You know, it's just being at the cutting edge. And that's the key word there: be at the cutting edge. Be at the cutting edge of innovation, of technology, or the revolution. Yes, at the forefront of the revolution. So that's the appeal. That's the unique appeal that El Salvador has. Now, unfortunately, it's not too easy to get there either, because there's not really a direct flight, and I have to go via Panama or Miami or Colombia from the UK to get there. Fair enough, because it's just an excuse to visit another country, albeit for only a few hours. But okay, fair enough, it's all part of the adventure. But nonetheless, that's why, because it's so far, it's one of those places, yeah, you got to spend a month there, you know, at least a week, 2 weeks, ideally, the more the merrier. So, distance, it's just technicalities. So, planning and preparing and imagining, right now, thinking, it's worth going to El Salvador to be part of the Bitcoin revolution. Again, we can watch as many videos online as possible, by all means. The more the merrier. Learn as much as you can. But it's one of those things you've got to go there, see it and touch it. Otherwise, it's too much theory, and it's too idealistic. You know, or to dream of going somewhere. You've got to go there. There's a nice saying, now I think about it: put your money where your mouth is. Meaning, if you want to do something, or you want to have something, you got to put your money where your mouth is, and start the process. Buy the ticket. Yeah, because a lot of this is okay in life for planning and imagining and desiring and dreaming and thinking and contemplating. Nothing wrong with that at all. But there comes a limit where you have to act, you have to do something, otherwise it's too much. And that's why it's important also in life, as a general rule of thumb, not to reveal too much, to say the right thing to the right people, to the right place. And it's also pretty good to be underestimated in life. That's quite important. Yeah, it's powerful. It's powerful, because then you've got a asymmetrical advantage. But that's a whole other conversation. But it's always nice to go on a little meander here and there, especially in nature. It's nice. So, yeah, thinking of going to El Salvador. We'll need to plan a few things out and think over the next few days. And then sort the plane ticket out in due time and get going. Why not? It's been a while since I've been to Latin America. And my Spanish has improved a lot since then, which is always fun. And yeah, be part of the revolution, of course. Why not? Of course, naturally. Yeah. I think, because I got another place in mind to relocate to. So I had there was three possibilities I imagined by going to these places. Like one, I'd hate them both. El Salvador and the other one, I'll go there, spend a month and hate them. Or at the same time, I'd think they're both amazing and I can't decide still. It's like, wow. Or I'd like one, hate the other, so to speak. You know, like this one, but not that one. So in the middle. Now, in either case, I can't really lose. Okay, for other reasons beyond this video. But those are the three kind of scenarios that are the possible outcome of going to the place. Hate them both, hate one, and hate neither of them. Like them both. Now in that case, if like them both, the tiebreaker will be Bitcoin. Fair enough. If hate them both, well, I got alternatives. There's other places I can think of checking out and exploring. Fair enough. There's always more. There's always more options in life the more you think. That's a nice little thing about life. And like one, hate the other. Perfect. Because that means more clarity. We want clarity in life. Perfect. The more clarity we have, the more we know exactly what we want and don't want. And then all you do is work towards it. Priceless. Absolutely perfect. So, otherwise, relocate to El Salvador for the Bitcoin revolution. That's a good idea, I think. Why not? At least visit. At least visit to say you've been there and travelled, see more corners of the world and touch more places. You know, touch grass. Touch El Salvador. Touch the beach. And why not? Touch a pupusa. Why not? Never had one. So let's check it out. Let's check it out. But otherwise, nice lead nature. You will see me tomorrow.